Well, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Friday with Friends. Friday with Friends is our opportunity to talk about what's happening in the market, answer any questions you might have, so that if you have any real estate needs, we would love the opportunity to be your realtor of choice.
Yes, exactly. Well, happy, not yet, but Valentine's Day to everyone out there. As you can see, we're in our reds and pinks because we are here
Mine
to
doesn't look so pink.
Yeah, it is though, guys.
It is, trust.
I can see it, it is. It's the lighting. But we are here today to talk about love. But of course, in, friend team fashion, real estate love and how to love your home.
Yes, because this is one of your biggest investments, your biggest financial investments. And it's so easy. I can speak to it. It's like, oh, I think I changed. I think I did those things. Well, when did I do that? And you always relate it around how old your child was.
Yes.
You realize years can pass and so much time can pass. And maybe your home isn't getting all of the love that it needs to last longer or for you to really get the maximum, use and value out of the home. So that's what we're going to talk. How many ways do we have?
Yep. So we've got 4 pretty big overarching concepts that we're going to go into.
They're so good.
They're so good.
They're so good.
Definitely feel free to share this. We also have a downloadable that'll be down in the comments. So if there's someone that you think this would benefit, if they're thinking of, selling their home, buying their home, whatever it might be, definitely share this video with them. But we also have that downloadable, which makes it nice and easy to get all of the main points. So that will be down in our comments.
Yeah, so be sure to check on that.
Perfect.
And message us if you need it. Oh, it's already up there because marketing is amazing / Ashley, we love you. Okay, so what are our top keys, Abby?
Yes.
To start us off, what is the first thing, whether it's number 1 or whatever order, what is the first thing that you think every homeowner should do to show their home love?
Perfect. So like any relationship, the foundation is the most important. So we have the first thing is protect the foundation. So like any relationships, as I said, the foundation is what keeps everything up. It's so important to keeping your home strong, sturdy, and of course, lasting a long time. So when we're talking about the foundation of a home, we're really talking about, the basement space, the foundation. So you always like to say your thing about cement, and water and cement never go well together.
They never do. If you are battling water and cement, water will always win.
Yes.
So the number one thing that happens over time is you start to have the grade of your home, so the soil of your home starts to go towards your house. Maybe it's soil, maybe you had settling of a patio, but for some reason, making sure you're doing a walk around to make sure that any water that's falling, there is nothing that is up against that cement. Water will always win, water will come, and then will come into your home. And it might just be in the form of mold and mildew. It might be, I've had it where one time we had leaves, and the leaves were going into a window, and then all of a sudden there was water in my basement because I didn't realize it was all filtering into a window well. I wasn't living on my home.
Right.
So I am telling you, it gets the best of us, but making sure that water is away from your home from a grading standpoint.
Yes. We're going from the do what we say, not what we do in this episode.
Well, I did do it later, but be smarter than me.
Good. So talking about that, cleaning your gutters, making sure that the water is moving away from your home, whether it's gutters, whether it's landscaping that needs to be regraded, a patio that needs to be redone, whatever that looks like, keeping the water away from your house is such an important priority. And if there is water getting into your basement, bringing over an expert to identify what is causing it and how do we fix it. Is it grading? Is it a broken gutter? Is it gutters that aren't clean and then the water's going over the top? We've all seen it. What is causing it and how do we fix it? Is really important to identify the cause.
Yes, and believe me, I've been in, oh my gosh, one of my clients, he will laugh if he's listening to this, but we walked into a house and there was 2 inches of water in the basement.
Oh yeah.
And 2 inches of water. And it was he wasn't even afraid. And of course we're let's figure it out. How do we do it? And he's like, great, let's figure it out. And apparently the relocation company didn't know that they had to winterize. It wasn't relocation. The bank didn't know they had to winterize it, winterize the sump pump. So everything was backing up into there. And guys, the house was fine. We cleaned it up. He bought it. It's the most beautiful house. So water isn't this oh my gosh, this house doesn't work. It's just why is there water coming in? Let's take care of it. Let's stop it and move on.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be this big, scary thing. Sometimes it can be simple too. So making sure you're identifying where that's coming from.
Yep. And if you want to get your home a nice gift, a dehumidifier, things like that go a long way. It's just so refreshing when you can walk down to a basement and feel like this is usable space again. It doesn't smell mildewy. I can put things on the ground. So being able to utilize that and of course protect the foundation is very important.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So number one, protect that foundation.
Yes.
And it has to do so much with water and with moisture and making sure you're in a good spot with both of those.
Definitely. Awesome. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is keeping your home safe and secure. So
because you want that in any relationship. See
you
how
want
witty
that.
these are?
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was like, this is great idea.
So the first thing that you're going to do is just a reminder about your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. How many of us have forgot to change the batteries or whatever it might be?
As much as we remind you on spring forward, fall back.
Exactly. And I probably didn't do them then either, but this is just a friendly reminder that you should replace your backup batteries for your smoke detectors every year. Carbon monoxide, they even say every 6 months. So just making sure that you're, touching base with yourself. When was the last time I replaced this? And keeping sure that those are working because again, it's your biggest financial could be your biggest financial, piece of anything that you own. So keeping it secure is so important.
And there are some smart ones where they're connected to Wi-Fi. There are some,
Fancy
they
smoke
even
detectors.
say if you've been in your house for 10 years to get new smoke detectors, get new carbon monoxide, making sure you're testing them. And we know this is so simple, but it's something that we want to make sure you're hearing us reminding you because yes, we do so much with buying and selling real estate, but we also want to make sure that we are helping you whatever facet you're in. So that's one of them. Another thing is insurance. And when we say this, we have so many insurance connections too, but oftentimes, let's say you were stuck in quarantine for the last year and you're like, I want to redo all of these things. We've actually heard that more renovations and more refinances in order to do renovations, all of those things have happened so much at a higher rate this past 365 days. Yeah. So you may need to touch base with your insurance company to talk about upgrades that you've done to really make sure that you're covered. Let's say you have water in your backyard. Let's say you have like a pond or something, making sure that you are covered and your insurance company knows your home and you're protected in the right way and you have the right amount of coverage. Yep. So it's never a bad thing to be, I know with my insurance agent, he's checking in with us at least once a year, but as often because I talk to him all the time, but making sure that you are touching base with your insurance agent to make sure there's no, I didn't even know I had to notify them about certain things. So insurance, safe and secure.
Yes, so important. And then last but not least, the secure side of things, making sure that again, just a reminder that you're, keeping your windows, doors, all of those things locked. If you recently moved into a house, changing the locks, all of those different things are going to go such a long way in protecting, again, your largest asset. Another thing to consider, we've talked about foundations and basements, is maybe start investing in block windows.
Yes.
Those are such a great opportunity to make those basement windows more secure, and again, protecting the foundation of your home as well, so things aren't getting caught in there and leaking into the basement. That's all secure.
Familiar, aka me. Awesome.
Perfect.
So that's keeping your home safe and secure. The third way to love on your home is to increase the life of your big ticket items. So we're talking roof, furnace, AC, hot water heater sometimes hangs out there, but making sure that you are taking care of those. So we always recommend an annual cleaning of your furnace, of your AC. Sometimes people do it they do it before winter and then they do it again for summer. And so making sure that the air filters change, making sure you have someone having another set of eyes on it is so important, and that will definitely increase the lifespan of that big ticket item.
For sure. And when it comes to your furnace, it's also can be a health scare if maybe it's older and there's carbon monoxide and things like that. So really making sure that those are getting looked at. And also it goes a really long way when you go to sell your house as well, if that's in the future for you, to be able to say, yes, our furnace is 10 years old, but we've had it regularly maintained. I know I had a HVAC company come over and clean my air conditioning, and they were like pulling out leaves and like sticks. And they're like, you need to cover this in, the fall and the winter when you're not using it, just to make sure, again, the more that you maintain it, the more that you have it clean, serviced, the longer it's going to last, which is ultimately going to save you money in the long run. So that is so, so big. And again, covering that air conditioning is just a friendly reminder this time of year and in the fall to really keep it working as long as it can.
And it's a great point. When you go to sell, or when you go to buy, and my seller kept everything, and it just shows the way that they took care of their home. And when you see that, there's a confidence that you have from being able to hand over all of those documentations, and they see all the notes of how much it was serviced.
Right. Reminder, if you buy any big ticket items, make sure you note the date that you installed it. It goes such a long way to have that confidence of, yep, this is 2 years old, 5 years old, whatever that might be.
Yes.
Another big ticket item is going to be your windows.
Oh, I didn't even mention that.
Yes, that's another one. They may individually not be too expensive, but when you talk about your entire home, it's so important to just making sure that you're keeping those clean so they can move up and down. You want to remove any dirt, buildup, anything like that around the windows, because we don't want a jam to happen, and then it turns into a larger investment to have the window fixed or replaced. And also just don't wait. If there's a repair that needs to be done, a broken seal, something along those lines, have it fixed now to, again, keep it secure, right? Keep the house nice and safe and
keep
secure.
the water out of there, because we've all had that too.
Again, wow, they're all connecting.
It's like we planned.
it. Don't wait. Go ahead, get those replaced to make sure that everything is secure, but also it's not going to cause you a bigger issue down the line.
I love it. Another big ticket item that is a great way to show your home love is your roof. I can tell you that when the average lifespan of a roof, when you are keeping it cleared off, you can double the lifespan by just having it cleared off. And what we mean by that is the key with your roof is that it's able to dry out. If there is water that is stuck on it, whether from the fact that there's a lot of trees around it, so it is too much shade in order to have it cleaned or have it dry out, or whether there's just debris and there's just leaves and everything that's collected up there, or maybe moss is growing, all of those things are going to increase the speed at which it's deteriorating, and that could mean 5 years, it could be 7 years, that you are going to be losing on the lifespan of that roof. Yeah. And again, make sure you're being safe with these things, but at the same time, if you ever need any recommendations for people that can help support you as you are loving on your home, we can help you and find some connections for you too. But roof, for sure. If there's any missing shingles, we had a property where all of a sudden in the lawn we started seeing shingles, and we're like, this isn't good, not a good sign.
We picked them up too ourselves.
I was like, oh, this is it's like the saddest thing ever.
Yes.
And so making sure that you're, any of those repairs you're doing right away.
And another key that you're seeing as we're talking about these big ticket items is how can we take care of them now so the issues don't arise later down the line. And you were saying keeping the roof dry, but when it comes to missing shingles, that's where there's now, open spaces in the roof where water can get in there. And now you're talking about your attic, which people might go into their basement every day, but I've never been in my attic.
Yep.
And now you have an issue that you might not even know is there, and now there's water, which then can cause mold and things like that. So if you see any missing shingles, if you see moss, if you feel that the roof is just constantly staying wet, take care of those problems now to prevent issues coming up in the future. But yes, that roof is a big ticket item that we want to love on.
Yes. So do that. Take care of those big ticket items.
Definitely.
Okay. The last one, you have to say it because it's fabulous. What is the fourth way to love on your home?
So what everyone wants for Valentine's Day is we want to buy it something fancy.
Isn't that so fun? So when we talk about buying it something fancy, we're talking a lot about smart features, something that's fun. So it could be everything from a thermostat that you can control with Wi-Fi to be able to lower the thermometer, to be able to set it. I mean, I know most thermostats you can modify it, but have a little bit more ease to it. It could be a security system like lights or like a Ring program or something, but those are the kind of things that we want to get you start thinking about is another way to love on your home.
Definitely. And we have a whole episode where, Mandy hosted to really talk about how to make your home smart. And that's a really great episode that you can check out. But what's really nice about the thermostats too is they will actually save you money. in the
Yes.
long run. And also probably increase the life of your furnace as well. If in air conditioning units, if you can kind of turn them off, turn them on, things like that. So definitely something to consider. Buy something fancy. There's also really cool smart appliances out there, like the fridges that have like a TV screen on them and things like that. Not that they're all necessary, but again, just something to kind of think about. There's also appliances that can connect to your smartphone so you can preheat them, things like that. Always lots of unique options out there to think about if you're thinking of buying something new, maybe buy a little fancy.
And just a little plug for the episode that I did. We also started thinking about ways to be smart in terms of like plumbing. So let's say that you are out of town for a week, or maybe you're out of town for a long period of time and you don't want to be checking up on your home. Or maybe it's someone that is elderly or someone that can't take care as much. What you can do is there's measures where it'll notify if there is a pipe leaking. It will notify if a drop of water hits the floor. It will notify you if anything happens with the power. So those are the kind of other smart features where they really will help take care of your home if it's something you want.
That is so cool. I
It's
love
amazing.
that. And that's so important.
Whether
up
investment
here.
properties?
Yeah. It's so important up here that if you're not in your home and it gets to -30, which I think it's going to be this weekend, but if it gets really, really cold, that is a risk. And if you're out of state, you might not know that. And you might have smart locks and a ring and things like that, but you won't be able to see what's going on kind of behind the scenes there. So that is so, so important. Definitely.
You know what I just bought my house?
What?
A generator.
She did.
I did. So we live like outside Bushnell's Basin, and
The land of trees.
It's the land of trees, and the trees fall over constantly. We lose power all of the time, and particularly in the winter when it gets dark at like 5 o'clock, and so we have to go to like the Hilton Garden Inn or go over somewhere else to sleep. We lose power all the time, and we said we are going to do the generator thing. So that was how we loved on our house.
Yes.
How have you loved on your house?
I love that. I would say mine have been more cosmetic updates, which is another piece of the puzzle. So if you are maintaining all of your big ticket items, might be a good time to kind of explore. And again, if you're home a lot, if you're home more than often, what are some cosmetic updates that we could make? Is there any old carpeting or something along those lines that you want to just really upgrade? Now's a good time to do that too.
I love it.
Awesome.
So, all right. So what are our 4 ways to love on your home?
Perfect. Number one is protect your foundation. It is like any relationship, so important that we want to make sure that we keep that nice and strong. So with the foundation, we mean make sure water is moving away from the house, make sure that it's nice and clean and dry down there, since of course it is so important to keep that nice and strong.
Yes, number 2 is keep your home safe and secure, whether it be from Wi-Fi locks or whether it be smoke detectors, just making sure that your home is safe and secure.
Awesome. And then number 3 is increase the life of those big ticket items. So we are talking about your furnace, air conditioning, windows, roof. Those are not cheap items, and so we want to make sure that we're keeping them clean, maintained, so we can increase the life of those big ticket items.
And the final way to love on your home this Valentine season is to buy it something fancy. Yes. And whether it be a smart technology or a generator or updating cosmetics, it is so key to make sure that you are constantly adding value to, the littlest pieces to make sure that you are able to enjoy your home in the way that you want to, because your home is not only the biggest financial place, but where you're going to spend most of your time. And we want to make sure that it's a place that you love and you can give it as much as you can.
Definitely. Everyone likes something fancy on Valentine's Day, even your house.
I prefer chocolate-covered strawberries.
Yeah, well, fine. Let's do that too.
That's really what it's about. All right, well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Friday with Friends. Friday with Friends is our opportunity to talk about what's happening in the market and answer any questions you might have, so that if you have any real estate needs, we would love the opportunity to be your realtor of choice. If you have any questions or need any referrals from anyone that we've referenced today, feel free to reach out. Whether you are buying or selling or just need some help with anything real estate related, we're always here to help. You can visit us at friendonyourside.com, or of course message us on any platform that you see this.
We're easy to get a hold of.
Bye.